We welcome to the big round table today our first guest. Kristen Koger is the development officer for Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the local chapter. And Kristen, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, thanks for being here.
No problem.
Just saw the little announcement about Walk Like Mad, and that event is happening this Saturday.
It is. It's this Saturday, and it's at the Hispanic Cultural Center. Start registration at 7 a.m. We're going to walk on the Bosque Trail. Our walkers are going to go north towards Tingley Beach. And we actually have added a run component this year. So we have a 5K run as well.
Very nice.
Yes.
So for some of our viewers, like everybody knows MAD, but can you tell us a little bit about what MAD does in the community?
Absolutely. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, the first initiative, of course, is we want to take care of all victims. We take care of victims and support victims of drunk and drugged driving crashes. And that's our first prong of our mission. We also work with underage drinking prevention. We want to educate our youth, change a culture. We support high visibility law enforcement. So we're very supportive of all of our law enforcement officers and agencies. We work to really educate the community and get the awareness out. We want to change a culture.
Yeah, that's the most difficult part.
What I understand, before MAD came along, the victim kind of felt like they were out there on their own. Here's the criminal justice system doing everything for or about the perpetrator and nothing for the victim of this crime.
It's very difficult, you know, in the justice, the legal system in this sort of case. It's difficult to navigate, and it's difficult when you've become a victim, you've lost a loved one. All of a sudden now you have to navigate this entire judicial system, which you've probably never even been a part of. You don't understand what are your rights as a victim, and that's a really good point for us to come in. We have victim advocates and specialists that will basically walk you through an entire court case. You know, we've got cases that they don't just end at the end of the legal process. You know, some of the clients and MAD family that we work with have been around for 15, 20 years. You know, so these are ongoing supportive systems.
And you offer all these resources to people for free.
Absolutely. All of our victims services and our youth programs are free of charge. And for victim support, we also have a 24/7 hotline.
Oh, that's great.
So it's staffed by volunteers throughout the country.
What you mentioned underage drinking.
Yes.
Talk about those programs for a moment. How are you reaching young people who are under the age of 21 and carrying that message?
It's difficult, you know, talking to our youth and really getting them to understand the importance of not drinking until you're 21. You know, this isn't just because we said so. You know, there's scientific evidence about how it affects their brains and their development. So we offer a lot of different curriculums. There's a PYPM curriculum, which is it's geared to those elementary kids. So that 1st through 5th grade, and it's protecting you, protecting me. It talks about a lot of the science behind the damage with alcohol when you're under 21. We also go into the middle schools, high schools, and the university and do a lot of presentations. We are so grateful to some of the victims that we work with. They are willing to go out with us to these schools and share their stories with these kids, and really these are our firsthand effects. You know. So that's in a nutshell, underage drinking prevention. It's a lot of engagement with communities.
And do y'all still do those programs where you feel you can be like in the seat of a drunk driver and see how it really is?
We do have a simulated, it's a Sydney car, so it's kind of like a go-kart, and it has a delay on it. So we can take that out to the schools and we can run it on a track, a course, and the kids can, and you know, it's more geared for like the high school and up, but they get in it and they can run the course, and then we have a delay button which shows them the effects of an impaired driving situation. So
not a lot of people really realize, oh, I'm fine, and then they do the simulators,
when you go
and it's like,
to make a
wow.
turn and it doesn't turn for 4 seconds, then you kind of get a little bit of a taste of it.
Now, do you have any former drunk drivers who come around and help educate? Do you have people that have caused some of this mayhem, and they want to repent a
Absolutely.
little bit and help you out.
Absolutely. We do have some people who have previously made some poor decisions, and
It's a good way to put it.
It is, and they've really wanted to give back. They're impacted oftentimes through our judicial system, and especially here in Bernalillo County, when somebody is convicted of a drunk driving offense, they will be sent to what we have as a victim impact panel. So we have victims from around the area who will go and they will speak to groups of offenders and tell their story and tell how their son, daughter, best friend is gone or completely, injured, and their entire lives are transformed.
Right.
And oftentimes we do get people from those panels that say, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I do not want to do this. How can I give back? How can I help? So we do have a large base of volunteers, and we're always welcoming volunteers from any walk.
Sure.
That's great.
Absolutely.
And have y'all seen a decrease in drinking and driving, or has it got worse?
In New Mexico, it's certainly, I remember when I was a kid, and I won't tell you when that was, a long time ago, we were up there on the top 5 in the nation for drunk driving fatalities per capita, and we've since come a long, long way. We're about middle of the road in the country. It definitely is, and it's due to awareness efforts. It's due to combined efforts from law enforcement, checkpoints, sobriety checkpoints, and legislation as well. New Mexico was the first state in the country to pass the all-offender ignition interlock law, and so we've gotten to pilot that for the country. We're used as a model for it, and it does significantly decrease our rates of recidivism. So. However, I will say that in 2012, we did have 155 fatalities. And that's, that's been pretty consistent over the last couple of years.
The thing that drives me nuts is when you hear about these people that get picked up and they've got multiple prior DWIs. It just makes me crazy. And I know it probably does you guys
Absolutely.
as well. And why aren't these people in jail? You just wonder, how do they beat the system and get out? But they must have good lawyers. I don't know.
Well, it's a combination of things. We have advocated for legislation over the last many years to increase the penalties for repeat offenders.
Yes.
That's definitely important. And I know our current governor was endorsing some of those things, but it's difficult. Legislation is tricky. Santa Fe is tricky, but definitely we want to support that. Raising those penalties.
Okay, in the time we have left, again, the walk and now the run,
Yes.
Walk Like Mad is this Saturday. Give us the details.
Okay, so this Saturday we're at the National Hispanic Cultural Center on Bridge and 4th. And it's an entire event. So it's not just a walk, it's not just a 5K run. We have things for kids, bring your dogs. We have a vendors fair, which has a lot of local arts and crafts vendors. Great people. We'll have the DWI units, bring out the kids. National Guard is out there with an obstacle course and a rock climbing wall. And we are going to do a butterfly release. It's our first ever, so we're very excited. Yes.
That's very nice.
Yeah, so whole event, start registration at 7, opening ceremony at 8, the run and the walk right after.
So we don't have to pre-register, just show up at 7?
It would be best to pre-register if you can, and that's at walklikemad.org.
Okay.
And you just find Albuquerque, walk you right through it.
Sounds good.
It's going to be a warm day. Get it in early.
It's going to be warm, so
Dress
nice
warm.
and early, we ought to be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to thank you and everybody involved with MAD for all the good work
Such
you've done
a
over
great
the
program.
years. It really is. And anytime you want to walk through our studio doors and be on this show, you're more than welcome
thank
to
you.
do that, okay?
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Kristen.